People, my people, good evening. It's Dr. 𝐂𝐒cole here, bringing you another episode from Simply Dr. 𝐂𝐒cole. And I wanted to thank everyone who is tuning in and watching. And I have reached 710 subscribers, so I am getting closer and closer to the 1,000 subbing mark. So for every individual that subscribed to my channel in the last week, I thank you. I appreciate you. And it's just such a great feeling when I know that my content is resonating with you. Additionally, for those of you who have not subscribed, I've looked at my analytics, and 64% of you are not subscribed to my channel, but you do watch. So I am asking for you all to please find it in your heart to go ahead and subscribe to Simply Dr. 𝐂𝐒cole. And everyone who's watching, don't forget, please click that like button because it is a free way to support my channel and also let the YouTube algorithm know that you appreciate the content. And it lets me know that what I'm putting out there is being received. So with that being said, there is a wonderful little tag going on in Fragcom Solo Dolo. And the Solo Dolo concept is simply this. What perfumes do you have in your collection that are single, standalone, they have no companions from a particular house? And I have counted 33 in my collection. So this is probably going to wind up being a 1 and 2 situation. But we're going to see if I can fly through the content as quickly as I can, but we may have to split it up in 2 parts. So with all that said, you will see the 33rd Solo Dolo Tiziana Terenzi Talea in the back from the Star Collection. That fragrance in the beautiful aquamarine bottle is so wonderful. It reminds me of a very, very exotic and expensive tropical vacation in a bottle. It is outstanding. Frankly, I only really take that out to travel with and to get that whole essence going on in the summer when I want to feel like I'm in the Maldives. But that fragrance is top tier, and it is an exquisite vacation in a bottle, Talea. And that is my standalone, although I have owned different Tiziana Terenzi fragrances that I sold on my Mercari website probably about 1.5 years ago now. Spirito Fiorentino, I think Andromeda is another one. But those 2 I had to put by the wayside and continue on with Talea. So we're going to get into the other 32 fragrances right now. So we're going to move a little bit quickly. Right here we have Jo Malone. I don't want my fingerprints to resonate too much with this, but Jo Malone, I did purchase it during the holidays in December. And I used to buy Jo Malone fragrances all the time because the fragrances and how the perfumes are built did not aggravate my asthma. But probably the reason why they didn't aggravate my asthma is because they were not long lasting. And I did carry the smaller bottles because I would get, at that time, I'm not sure if the price is still the same, but they have the smaller, slender bottles that you could almost use as a travel. And those were really great and convenient to have if you wanted to mix, layer. And I would spray another dose throughout the day. But this Ginger Biscuit is a wonderful fragrance. It's very cozy, and it's good to wear as a bedtime scent, or if you're around the house relaxing and you just want to take it easy. And everyone does not want a beast mode scent with a long scent trail and all that sillage. I don't know why you wouldn't want that, but everybody doesn't want that. This would fall into that category: warm, cozy, and the smell is all in the name, Ginger Biscuit. Next, 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒. This is another singleton that I have in my collection, and I have to say I did feature this on my perfume tray. Again, the good girl Sharita M recommended this, and I have to say a good portion of my collection is based on the nose of Sharita M and the Perfume guy. They have a wonderful, and Greta Beth, they have wonderful noses, but Sharita has the closest profile that matches what I enjoy, because I am a gourmand girl. I love sweet florals, I love musks, but I love a fragrance that's going to stand out and take the room by storm. And again, you can see by my dent that I definitely subscribe to that philosophy. But 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 is a phenomenal fragrance. I said that when I first purchased this, when I put it on, it reminded me if Queen Elizabeth had turned 21 and there was a huge garden party, but she had hand-spun cotton candy with gold flecks in it. That's what this reminds me of. It's sweet, fluffy, airy, and the most exquisite kind of candy that you could come across. That's what it reminded me of. So 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 is a standalone, but it definitely can stand on its own. So Diptyque is a wonderful house. When I started my fragrance journey, I started the niche journey with Creed. And I would, there was a tuberose fragrance, I forgot what it was, but I remember it was like 300 something a bottle, and one of my friends bought it for me, and that fragrance lasted for a year. So when I wanted to go to another fragrance, that was Love and White. I Loved that fragrance, and I had the big bottle, and that lasted for a year. So that's how I got into the niche realm. I would purchase a bottle, but I would make that joker last for a year before I went to the next year and purchased another bottle. That started with Creed, and then once CV19 took place, and of course the asthma thing was kicking in, I'm like, okay, we're not going to be wearing fragrances, but I rediscovered my passion for perfume during that window. So 𝐷𝐿 Diptyque, I purchased this and 𝐕𝐿𝐼𝐒 from the house. And I must say that this particular fragrance is phenomenal. Tuberose, orange blossom, jasmine, and amberwood. Love this fragrance. Of course, as you can see by the dent, I have used it. But the 𝐕𝐿𝐼𝐒, the heavy, heavy fig in that note, choked me out. Didn't matter how I wore it. 2 sprays, 6 sprays, 1 spray, irritated the throat. Now, fig, I know, is not something that agrees with me, but I can take it in small doses in the bottom of a fragrance, much like a Gris Charnel. Even though I have the extrait, I just do like a dab or two on the wrist, on the shirt, outside, not too much on the skin, and I can get away with it. But the 𝐕𝐿𝐼𝐒 and the fig in that fragrance was so heavy and pronounced that I could not, I gifted it to my cousin. I couldn't do it. But I love how fig smells in a fragrance depending on how it's blended. But 𝐷𝐿 from Diptyque is another Solo Dolo, and once again, a lovely fragrance. Now, Miller Harris 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐒. This is a nice fragrance, and I, again, bought this on the recommendation and review of Sharita M. But what I noticed is that 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐒 has a few commonalities to Valleja, and I have both. And what I will say, between the tangerine and in 𝐂𝐍𝐶 and the mandarin in Valleja, and this akagala wood in Valleja, and there's a oud in 𝐂𝐍𝐶, and of course both of them being floral and musky, both of them. I find that if you have Valleja, which is a bit more complex in the notes and in how the fragrance is constructed, I find that this is a more simplistic version of that. And of course, it's a reduced price point. But if you love Valleja, you would like this fragrance. But in my opinion, you don't need both. But if you're trying to save a coin and Valleja is a little bit too much, Valleja, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that, then this is an option for you. But I do prefer the Perfumes de Marly version, which is not a dupe. I mean, this would not be a dupe of it, but I do prefer Perfumes de Marly first. So, more individuals that don't have cousins or sisters in the collection. Mystic Sugar, 𝐴𝐈𝐓. Now, I will say that with both of these fragrances, although Mystic Sugar is a warm brown sugar toasty fragrance, 𝐴𝐈𝐓, they have similar profiles to me. Of course, this is heavy oud pronouncing, and this one, of course, is more sugar pronouncing. Together, these are a wonderful combination because they're both very warm, soothing, and very cocooning. But again, a combo is fabulous. Standalone, fabulous. I love both of these fragrances. This is something very wonderful to wear to bed, around the house, and also out if you're going on a date and you just want to have someone that will be, you know, clearly close, but not overpowering. This is a wonderful scent. Of course, this is a bit more beast mode with the oud, but wonderful. But those are the two. Mancera, that's the only Mancera fragrance that I have. And then, of course, the Mystic Sugar would be the only one as well. Maurice Roussel Musk, and I'm not even going to destroy the pronunciation of that, but this particular fragrance, and I love a musk. A lot of my fragrances have musk in them. This is a wonderful musk fragrance by Frederic Malle, and I enjoy it. I'm definitely going to be including more of these in my perfume tray so that I can get through my collection and then decide again how I'm going to curate, because I did do a declutter and a purging, and I have been sending different packages to friends of mine and fellow YouTubers in the community. Shout out to 𝐵𝐵𝐿. She has a wonderful business that she is gearing up and in the process of building. So please check out 𝐵𝐵𝐿 on IG and see what she has to work with. I did send her a little package to get her fragrance collection going, and she's going to report back to me on the goodies that I sent. So again, for some of my subscribers and for those of you that perhaps can show and prove that you recommended my channel to other people, perhaps I have a giveaway for you. So I'm going to see about setting something like that up so we can get keep the community growing and thriving. The Harmonist Moon Glory. This fragrance is amazing. I smelled it like one time and I was just like, go ahead and pack that up. Just go ahead and pack that up. But I do need to definitely be careful and mindful of the sprays because much like some of the other fragrances that I love, I find that if I do too much of it, it aggravates my allergies and that's no fun. So with Moon Glory, the Harmonist, I'm trying to just pick something up really quick here. Jasmine, Queen of the Night in the mid, Passion Flower in the base. So this fragrance is just really outstanding and it's so long lasting. You don't have to overspray this. The projection and the longevity, 8-9 hours. So Ylang Ylang, Hawaiian Jasmine, Lychee, Organic Honey, Queen of the Night, Passion Flower, Peru Balsam, White Musk, Hinoki Wood. So a banger if there ever was one, but it's my only one. The Good Girl, Amouage Guidance. I love incense in a fragrance every time. Incense, oud, musks. This is a masterpiece. Like the individuals that this goes left on, I am very sorry for you and your experience, but I don't know what's going on. But this is outstanding. I get compliments on this every time I wear it. Miss Sincere, Pure Dior. This is a wonderful fragrance, soft, powdery, easy to wear. A wonderful musk as well. Tamarindo, Memo. Again, now my cousin, who is a principal, fought me because I gave him a decant of this and there wasn't a label on the bottom and we didn't remember because there were several decants that I gave him over Thanksgiving. What was that fragrance? What was that fragrance? Every time I wear it, I mean, clearly this was the milkshake that was bringing the girls to the yard because he hunted me down until I found out I had to go through all my fragrances, spray them, put them on testers. Which one was it? It was this one. Again, I love this fragrance and separate and apart from the decant that I gave him, I've worn this fragrance, but I have to be careful because it will choke me out. But I do enjoy it. Lovely. Damask. And this is Ormond Jane. Beautiful fragrance. And I have to say, this one wears well. And a musk, I don't know, there's something just clean about a musk and long lasting. And in this South Florida heat, it definitely does activate again as time goes on when you're moving throughout the day. So this is a fragrance that actually has a wonderful price point and it's shimmering, tempting, effervescent. I would agree on that. And the perfume notes, rose, blackcurrant, pear, and lemon. So the citrusy aspect of this perfume is wonderful for the summer and or spring, and it is long lasting. Cherry Ambition, the 7 Virtues. The Good Girl, AI the Great, recommended that. And I will say, I've definitely taken some suggestions from her as well, and they've always been hits, much like Thameen Blue Heart. This is another standalone for me. Again, musky. I am all about the musk. This one was a Greta Beth and perfume guy, Sospiro Dolce Melodia. A wonderful fruity fragrance. Outstanding, well made. I think the �絵𝐍𝐉𝐻, Sospiro, those two houses were sister houses and have broken away from business for one another, but the products are still outstanding. 𝐂𝐍𝐉𝐻. This is a beast, and the longer it's sat, the better it gets. So I'm so excited about that whole maceration period because initially I purchased some fragrances, much like 𝐂𝐿𝐻, that really were not hitting when I first sprayed them. I'm like, now wait a minute, what's going on? Because the bottle in the actual shop, this smelled crazy. Had to sit for a little while, and the magic happened. Newer to my collection from Penhaligon's, Impressa. Once again, it's all about the musks for me, a clean fragrance, and Impressa does not disappoint. And this is as an introduction to the house of Penhaligon's was a wonderful surprise because I actually purchased another perfume. I think it was, The Audacity. And when I say I'm so thankful that they sent a sample and I just used the sample, I had to return it straight away. I'm like, it's not for me. But clearly I love a blood orange, a tangerine, a mandarin orange, because this says it all. So Impressa, top notes, blood orange, bergamot, mandarin, mid notes, peach, cassis, dewberry, rose, neroli, geranium, cardamom, pink pepper, and black pepper. Base notes, vanilla pod, cocoa, frankincense, amber, musk, woods, patchouli, sandalwood, and maltol. Outstanding. And it, with all of those notes, it is extremely clean. So wonderful, enjoyable. 𝐕𝐃, Yacht, Deep in Desire. This Blueberry Gourmand is probably the best performing, long-lasting gourmand that I have in my collection. This perfume is so well executed, and it lasts. And do not be in a situation where a little heat gets on it. They're smelling you down the road. They are smelling you down the road. This is outstanding, and by far one of my favorites. I can't say enough about this. This is outstanding. It's a price point, and it's a bit of a, IG, reach out to the company, they send you how to pay, and it comes to you in like 48 hours. It's a ritual of sorts, but it is worth it. Well worth the price point. So this is another one that I purchased last year in New York from Arabian Oud, a seal. I was shopping during the holidays. One of the ladies, I think, came out of Chanel or something, stopped me and said, "What are you wearing?" I tested so many things, and I was like, "Well, I don't know if it's this." She's like, no, it's not this. And it was this. Now, I have purchased a House of Sillage fragrance that was likened to be in the same wheelhouse of a Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. I forgot the name of it. Greta Beth put us on. But what I noticed is, maybe it was Benevolence, I don't remember. But I didn't really care for that fragrance. It was okay, but it was just not giving what I thought it was going to give. But then I purchased this, and I had not given away or sold the House of Sillage Cupcake. I believe it was Benevolence. And when I smelled the two in comparison, and because it was like in the wheelhouse of Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, and I smelled Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, this takes both of those fragrances clean out the park. It's a similar scent profile, but this is like, I don't even know it's huge. It's a beast. It's two beasts. And I love this. A Seal Arabian Oud special edition. If you can get your hands on it, do, because it is phenomenal. Beast mode performance, long lasting, worth the price point from these two. Gourmand and Oud, but I can't even say enough about it. Blanco Latte. If you know, you know. I can't even talk about it. And the recommendation from Denise Adore to layer it with the Italica from 𝐵𝐔𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐘. I bought another backup bottle of the Italica because I only had it in the small travel size, which I like because when I go out of town, that's easy for me and I don't have to decant. I bought another small travel size just so that I could have enough room to play. That's how bad that combination was. Fire hot. Acqua di Parma Blue Mediterraneo. Clean, citrusy. This particular house and the way they describe this process of how they made this perfume from the old country in Italy and how they made perfumes specifically curated. And this porcelain bottle, if you bring it back to Acqua di Parma, they will refill it for you if you keep the bottle. Of course, you have to pay for it, but again, a little bit cheaper of a price point. But this clean summer, excellent vacation vibes, or just when you want to feel clean and fresh. Now, AI the Great loves Clive Christian, and I bought this one, Jump Up and Kiss Me, the female version, and I have to say, I was not ecstatic to the point where I wanted somebody to jump up and kiss me. I'm going to try this on my perfume tray, and I'm going to wear it over a couple of days to really get a feel. You know, I did try to wear it. There's a very small dent there. But I really wanted to like it, but it wasn't really registering with me, but I haven't given it a fair shot, maybe. So I'm going to go back into the lab and see what happens. Duchesse Gritty Privé, this wonderful cherry fragrance is just outstanding. Now, I'm not a Tom Ford fan, and it's not because I don't like how his fragrances smell, but I just don't have the time to put that type of a coin into a fragrance and it doesn't last. Duchesse, and you want a cherry fragrance that will knock everything out the park and last all day, this is your girl. This is your girl, okay? The only thing I didn't like is this particular batch, and I bought it from Lucky Scent in New York at the store. The atomizer was whack. It really was. So I did a lot of decanting for this because when I was traveling with it from New York, the same time I purchased the Arabian Oud Asil, same trip, It was leaking. So as soon as I got home, I did about 3 decants, about 10 ml decants. And I use that, and I don't travel with this, and I just, rock with it that way. But if you do additional heavy sprays, it leaks. So I was disappointed about that. But I heard that there was perhaps a malfunction or something that went out with the batch. So hopefully, I'm sure it has been cleared up by now, because that bottle is a year old at this point. So 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄, this particular fragrance, again, I love the fragrance, but something in this one really, really chokes me out, and I'm hot about it, because I did get the sample of this particular house, and this chestnut silk fragrance is outstanding. It really is just something to behold, but it definitely, I guess maybe I'm just allergic to it, so I'm eventually going to have to sell it, or just see if I can spray it on clothes and see if I can get away with it. But again, I wanted to look at the ingredients once again, because if there's fig in there, and I don't think there's any fig in here, I really, really don't. But I don't want to waste our precious time. But here we go. One of my favorites, bergamot, blackcurrant, rose, silk, chestnut, and cocoa. This should not bother me, but it has been choking your girl out. So I only have a little bit of a dent right here, but it's an exquisite fragrance. And for the price point, it needs to be soothing my sinuses, not choking me out. But anyway, new notes, latte de cherry, musky fragrance, love it. This one is for the home team, Acro Bake. I got so many compliments on this when I was traveling. The lady who was going through TSA, and I was going through Clear, and they were like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? This is outstanding, long lasting. The lemon, the gourmand essence of it all is just, I love this. I love this gourmand, just like a nice cake. It's wonderful. Champaca, liquid, precious liquid. I will say this reminds me of the Nak Champa incense, and I believe it's in the same wheelhouse. The flower is in the same wheelhouse that incense is made from. So this is wonderful. I'm going to get into it a little bit more, but there's the dent. Nice incensey fragrance, the only one from that house. Lenora, Mind Games. This is a fruity showstopper. I bought this for my birthday, and it is magnificent. I want to get into some other fragrances with this house, but there's some interesting trivia and history that I found out about this fragrance that is connected to another fragrance house, and connected more than we think, but we'll get into that in another video. Also, from my trip to New York last year, Le Labo and Brett No. 9, a clean, this is probably my favorite clean fragrance. I just love Ambrette No. 9. This is so good. A signature worthy, clean scent, lovely for the summer, and in South Florida, you can wear it all year round. I can't get enough of it. It is just, it's the bomb. I love it. Coming down to the last 3. Navitus, Ambrosia Imperial. I have this on my tray this week, and you can see from this week, the dent is starting to dent. This is truly, let me just give a moment of silence for AI the Great. Sis, you did this. And I know, being the creative director of anything, you have the autonomy to do your thing, but it's your vision and how you came up with building a perfume like this, and the composition of these notes is like when Michael Jackson put out Thriller, and he was trying to beat himself every time he did an album thereafter. This is the Thriller of the FragCom community. You did this, and you should be exceedingly proud of yourself. God bless you, girl. This was outstanding. Simply outstanding. Tobacco Honey. This is my first Guerlain fragrance, and I love it. And I just bought it in, was it December? Yeah. Tearing it up. No decant. Tobacco Honey, amazing. And if you watch the Perfume Guy, he did do an interview with the master perfumer from Guerlain, and he described the process of how they curated and collected the honey for Tobacco Honey, hence why the price point is what it is, but there is definitely a intention behind and a cause behind the honey in this particular fragrance. So check that out if you so choose. The Perfume Guy, he's wonderful for historical facts and knowledge and science and history behind perfume fragrances. And then we have Sugar Leather, first one from this house. And again, I just purchased it not even a month ago. Destroying it. Simply destroying it. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is now a very long video, but it is what it is. We may chop it up, but we may just put it on out there, because that would be all of the fragrances Solo Dolo in my collection. So I hope you enjoy this little commentary. Don't forget, click like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you again very soon. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.